Welcome to Tzu Chi This Week. I'm Siri. Thank you for joining us. The Tzu Chi Foundation was recognized by the Catholic Society for the positive contributions the volunteers have done all over the world. A Malaysian business owner introduced Tzu Chi Jingsi products into his supermarket, bringing a humanitarian element to his modern store. And in China, Tzu Chi volunteers have cared for a paralyzed patient for the past 5 years, changing the patient's outlook on life. In Los Angeles, the United States, the Tzu Chi Foundation recently attended a banquet event hosted by the Catholic St. Vincent de Paul Society. The event was an opportunity to mourn and honor the memory of the victims of the recent Manchester bombing. The chief executive of the St. Vincent de Paul Society took time to recognize the positive contributions of the Tzu Chi Foundation.
Here at this event hosted by Catholics in Los Angeles, the participants are honoring the memory of the Manchester bombing victims.
Wherever anyone is suffering, we feel the suffering with them. It's something that we hold in common in the Buddhist tradition and in the Christian tradition, both that we experience and suffer with those who suffer.
After the recent terror attacks in Manchester, these religious events with their ability to heal people's hearts become all the more important.
Here at this interfaith religious event, there is no separation between Buddhists and Catholics. This banquet is hosted by the St. Vincent de Paul Society. The chief executive of the society introduces the Tzu Chi Foundation to the attendees.
The foundation is based on 4 principles: charity, medicine, education, and humanistic cultural growth.
The Tzu Chi Foundation in the United States was recognized at the banquet for its assistance to the homeless and various positive contributions to society.
We had projects already with you coming and helping us at our Cardinal Manning Center, serving and passing out socks and blankets at the last Thanksgiving. And we're hoping for a continued relationship.
There are many examples of the Tzu Chi Foundation working together with Catholics. In many countries after disasters, Tzu Chi has been there to provide relief for Catholic communities. For example, in Haiti and Ecuador, there are many other examples, but we have been steadily forming good affinities with Catholics all over the world.
The Tzu Chi volunteers perform a song with hand gestures to express their humanistic message and their reverence for the Buddha and his message. No matter the religion of the audience or performers, together they can all recognize the importance of cooperating to make the world a better place.
Moving northward from LA to Oakland, Tzu Chi volunteers recently held 2 Buddha Day ceremonies. The participants seized the occasion to pay tribute to their parents as well as honor the Buddha. Meanwhile, Tzu Chi volunteers also organized a small-scale Buddha Day ceremony at their monthly gathering with former inmates. At this monthly gathering with former inmates, Tzu Chi volunteers organized a Buddha Day ceremony and explained the ritual.
Place your palms together, make a 90-degree bow, okay? Make a bow. Place the hands on the rim of the bowl and touch the water lightly.
The former inmates then take part in the solemn ceremony.
Bow to the Buddha again. Receive a flower. Blessings to you, peace and harmony.
Meanwhile, Tzu Chi volunteers also held a Buddha Day ceremony at the Tzu Chi Liaison Office in Oakland.
You all do in the community. He's honored and thankful that this organization and that you all are here making this making District 2 a better place to live.
A Californian congresswoman also awards a certificate of appreciation, recognizing Tzu Chi volunteers' hard work. Then Dharma masters from 3 temples lead the 200 participants to honor the Buddha. The seniors are the first one to pay tribute to the Buddha. Then the volunteers and children follow suit. Offering tea and flowers, the attendees also pay tribute to their parents at the ceremony. Last October, Haiti was hit by Hurricane Matthew. Tzu Chi began a work for relief program, and that friendship between Tzu Chi and the locals have yet to fade. Recently, Tzu Chi held a rice distribution in Jeremy City, and to fully get an understanding of the hardship the local residents face, volunteers paid a visit to those in the remote mountain regions.
Hurricane Matthew left us with nothing. All of our crops and flocks were gone. Our house was destroyed. I had just planted some beans and then everything was gone. You can see my field beside me. I lost everything. As a farmer, I grow beans, corn, and other crops. We're left without resources, and now there's no way for us to make money. I've been a farmer for a very long time, but I'm not able to do it anymore. I'm too old. We don't have any crops left, which means we have to buy the grains, and it's very expensive. It has become very difficult to be a farmer. It has cost my family a lot.
We have been working on the road to access this village since January 4th, and I know you have not received any pay for this work, but now we will have a little help. Before the hurricane, this was a very cultivated area. People were doing pretty well. Since the hurricane, there's been nothing but problems. Today, our people are starving. They aren't able to survive. All the resources we had are now gone.
As farmers, we always wish for rain, as rain would restore our hope. We built the road in order to make buying and selling our products easier and to allow cars to bring supplies.
Because of the Hurricane Matthew, we've been here for the last 4 months. This community really showing their enthusiasm to helping each other, because not every family can get the voucher. So they pick it up, but those workers which voluntarily work for those roles. People work for the food, work for their family and the whole community.
We had between 400 and 500 people working on road construction. We chose at least one person per family, so all of them could have food. We also told them to share with their neighbors. If a neighbor doesn't have food, then they must share their food earnings, because we share the same problems and distress.
You know, those kids walk a couple hours, several hours, uphill, downhill with those winding the brick roads. You know, it's really amazing. I think at this time we can come to the Jeremy area and distribute over 10,000 bags the rice into over 5,000 families. Particularly, it's not just in the urban area. Actually, it's in the a very rural, the mountain area. That's why we need to support them.
Jordan City volunteers help Syrian refugees at a Zatari refugee camp go to a hospital in Amman for surgery and other treatment. From March and April, the number of procedures have included hernia operations for children. In addition, a 29-year-old young man named Muhammad suffered a gunshot wound to his wrist in Syria, and Tzu Chi helped him to treat his injury.
His right arm has been atrophying, causing 29-year-old Mohammed Abdul Rahim Al-Masr to finally ask Tzu Chi volunteers for assistance.
Okay, أكثر. ضلك حركهم مشان ما يصير التصاق. يلا ضلك حرك.
In Syria, he suffered a gunshot wound and has spent more than 3 years in pain, as Dr. Mohand is now confident in his ability to progress. The patient is now able to recover as his doctor encourages and comforts him. All these patients are from the Zatari refugee camp and have fled Syria through their medical aid was suddenly interrupted.
All of these children is now very happy that we have helped us with your helping. all operation with no complications, and they now very good. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, and thank you again for you.
Watching their child endure pain is something that makes every father reluctant to leave, and every mother is moved by her child's thirst or hunger. Finally, these families are able to feel at ease. These faces, once grimacing in pain, have given way to smiles and laughter as Jordan Tzu Chi volunteers are doing their best to help Syrian refugees, giving them the greatest blessing of all.
While participating in a Tzu Chi camp in Taiwan, a Malaysian business owner came into contact with Tzu Chi and the Jingsi Books and Cafe products. He decided he would like to help promote Tzu Chi and Jingsi products back home at his supermarket in Malaysia. Let's take a look.
This is an upscale supermarket in Johor Bahru, Malaysia, called the Pasar. In one corner of the market, some Tzu Chi volunteers and friends are enjoying some tea and mooncakes together at a special Jingsi vendor display.
Since I personally put a lot of emphasis on eating healthy food, I have a lot of interest in snacks like this, so I took the time today to come check it out.
Curry forever, look right. From breakfast. I take one curry forever.
Many residents here are from the northern region of Kedah. For many years, they have relied on long-distance delivery to get their favorite foods from home.
I used to call all my friends in Kedah and ask them to buy barley for us. We used a lot of barley, so we started buying a lot of it. It is a good diet option because it is a good choice to lower high cholesterol levels.
Then this space was offered to Tzu Chi for free to promote their products after the business owner attended a lifestyle camp in Taiwan and became impressed with Tzu Chi's message and the Jingsi Books and Cafe.
Everyone's heart has love, and we should try to share that love. When I came back to Malaysia, I realized that I wanted to promote that spirit and spread love to everyone with goods like these.
With an intention to do good for others and spread compassion, this business owner is helping to spread the message of Tzu Chi by introducing local residents to healthy and environmentally beneficial products.
In Myanmar, some volunteers from Malaysia have been busy in Taipei helping local residents to create a new community center. Many of the Malaysian volunteers came to the region previously to help build temporary shelters for flood victims. Now those same volunteers are instructing local residents as everyone works together to provide new gathering place for future activities.
Here in Taipei in Myanmar, some local residents have temporarily put down their farming tools and have taken to the task of constructing a new community center. Volunteers from Malaysia came to the area in 2015 after heavy flooding damaged the region. At that time, they assisted with the construction of over 200 prefabricated houses for flood victims. Now, with their previous experience, they are passing on their knowledge of construction techniques.
This process doesn't require any skilled technicians at all. We just came a few days ago and followed the assembly instructions. It shows you clearly how to connect the components and secure them. Over the next few days, people will be able to construct them all on their own.
These structures don't require any welding and fit together with locks and screws, and they can be easily taken down whenever necessary. Many people are surprised by the simplicity of the design. Every day, 15 people are able to learn the entire process for themselves.
With wooden structures, people may be afraid of erosion and rot, but I like this because the steel is strong, just like the Tzu Chi Foundation.
Mr. Utin A has also brought his son along to learn about the construction process.
The brothers from Malaysia have come a long way and done a lot of work to help us here. We are happy to put down our regular tools and come to help out with this project.
After learning the basic principles, local residents adapt some of their own methods to the construction work, making the work even more efficient.
When we had set up the stand to cut the material, some people thought it was too low, so they figured out a way using some extra wood to raise the height of the platform.
By teaching the community some simple construction skills, these local volunteers are able to create a sturdy structure that will serve as an activity center and a site for possible clinics in the future. Tzu Chi has successfully planted another seed of love here in Myanmar.
In China's Quanzhou, Fujian, Tzu Chi volunteers have been caring for paralyzed Huang Shanhu for 5 years. Since her family only gives her a bath once a week, volunteers seize every visit to help bathe her. The volunteers' love for Huang has deeply moved her, and Huang has even started making donations to help other less fortunate people. Here's more. Huang Shanhu, who has been paralyzed for 21 years, lives in this single-story house. Although Huang cannot speak clearly due to her illness, volunteer Xiao Meixu understands what she's saying. Huang's family can only wipe her body once a week, so the volunteers boil some hot water to help bathe her.
When my grandma passed away, I was not by her side. Therefore, when I see Huang Shanhu, I think about my grandmother and I just want to give her a hug. Another volunteer who teaches at a university feels she should be doing more. I am remorseful that I cannot do what the Tzu Chi sisters did. Therefore, I feel deeply touched. Being paralyzed, Huang watches programs on Daai TV. Carefully taking out the money she saved, Huang makes a meaningful donation. Now she is spiritually wealthy. In the past, she scolded people. Now she no longer does that. Staying in China, Tzu Chi volunteers have been helping impoverished students pursue education in various ways. Shanghai volunteers have recently traveled to Suqian in Jiangsu province to distribute scholarships and teach Jingsi aphorisms. Many students also expressed their eagerness to help other less fortunate people. Knowing Tzu Chi volunteers are coming, Mrs. Guan welcomes them at the door. The volunteers have come to observe her living conditions and bring her gifts and well wishes. These are Tzu Chi's activities in China, including the winter ad distribution. This is for you to keep. The high school student Xu Di grew up in a single-parent family. Her mother single-handedly raises her and her younger brother. The volunteers keep reminding them to help their mother with household chores. Besides studying, we should also be able to do household chores. Take care of your family, right? Since you don't come back that often, when you return, you should help out. I felt very warm upon receiving Tzu Chi's help. Thank you, Tzu Chi, for giving me warmth and support. To help impoverished students pursue an education, Tzu Chi volunteers in Shanghai have traveled to Suqian to visit students in need. They also distribute scholarships and teach Jingsi aphorisms at a nearby school. They incorporate Jingsi aphorisms into games, so students learn in a fun way. The students are able to feel the positive energy and learn to do good deeds.
After saving the coins I have on me, I donated them all. I believe my donation will be able to help someone in need.
Having received Tzu Chi's assistance, the students have learned to give of themselves. As seeds of love sprout in these young minds, Tzu Chi volunteers know their efforts have not been in vain.
In Taiwan, a 74-year-old senior accidentally fractured her lumbar when she was bending over to lift a bucket of water. Since she suffers from serious osteoporosis, the normal treatment for this problem cannot completely solve her situation. Fortunately, the deputy superintendent of the Dalian Tzu Chi Hospital performed the surgery for her by locking hollow bone screws and implanting bone cement. Now she has regained her health and is able to walk.
I felt so much pain that I wanted to commit suicide. I was thinking about drinking pesticide to end my life if no one gave me medicine at that time.
A few months ago, Mrs. Lee accidentally fractured her lumbar when she was bending over to lift a bucket of water, which later led to nerve pressure and caused her to suffer mobility problems.
It's even impossible for me to get up and go to the toilet. I had no appetite and had lost a lot of weight.
Mrs. Lee has tried all kinds of methods to treat her problem, such as taking the medication or implanting bone cement. But her health condition did not improve. Because she suffers from serious osteoporosis, the normal implantation of bone cement or bone screws cannot completely solve her lumbar problems. The doctor from Dalian Tzu Chi Hospital performs the surgery for her with hollow bone screws.
It is a hollow screw with side holes. After locking the screws into the bone, will help match the surrounding bones if we implant bone cement. It will also improve stability.
The next day after the surgery, Mrs. Lee could already get out of her bed to walk. To prevent calcium loss, doctors suggest we get out in the sun more often and exercise regularly. Besides, we should also ingest food with high amounts of calcium, such as dark green vegetables, kelp, and sesame to keep healthy.
In Taiwan, a stem cell blood donation drive was recently held in Zhanghua County's Hemei town at a local elementary school. Among the people who signed up was an 18-year-old who couldn't wait to establish her profile to help save a life. We'll leave you with these images at the end of the program. Thank you for joining us. See you next week.